And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Sway. That's right. Welcome back to the channel where I give you my absolute honest opinion and I don't give a damn how you feel about it. And as always, I have a trusty Coke, a trusty herbal smoke. And before I get started, not forget to hit like, make a comment, hit the subscribe button, press the notification icon so you can be notified of every time that I post a video. Yeah. So I apologize if you hear like a lawnmower in the back. My neighbors, they're mowing the lawn. My neighbors are mowing the lawn, and I do not have any kind of installation on in the room. You know, because like I said, this is my studio, my bedroom, my where I do everything. I should add some soundproofing insulation. You know, I have insulation inside the walls, but I should add soundproofing into the whole setup, you know, because I also record like music audio and things like that, and you know, sometimes I'm playing guitar, you know. But you know what? Little by little, I guess, right? So it's been a while since I've uploaded anything onto YouTube and Rumble. It's been a while since I've had anything to say, and you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna try to pretend like, oh, you know, like, you know, I'm not gonna try to pretend like I was doing something way important. Well, I am, and I'm not. Okay, I'm not. You know, I am. I've been trying to do some things in my personal life, which is important. But as far as anything that's not YouTube related or any, you know, like for this channel, I haven't done anything. And a lot of you notice that when I do these videos, when I do these vlogs, I don't write notes. So you hear a lot of uhs and ums and whatever. And I try to edit them out when in the editing process. And the reason why is because I want to speak from the heart all the time. You know, I want to get, you know, I mean, unless I'm doing something major where I do write notes and I do, you know, to give details and things like that, then yeah, I'll do that. But most of the time I like speaking from my heart. I just like, I prefer using me. It's better for me to be transparent and genuine at all times. So there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. I've been trying to raise a shitload of money. I've been trying to raise a shitload of money, and it's been very depressing. It's been very depressing because, you know, I just feel like a failure. I feel like a failure because there's certain things I want to there's one thing I want to accomplish this year. And it's like I need like what, 3 grand just to do it. And I've done everything I can possibly try to raise some money, and it really hasn't been as successful as I would like it to be. So I've been in a very depressed state. I've been just so depressed. I've been so depressed because I feel like I failed. You know, I feel like I failed in life. I feel like I failed my loved ones. I feel like I failed everything. And this is not the first time I've felt this way. It's not the first time I've ever felt this way. This is not the first time that I have felt like I'm not worthy to be on this planet and to have certain people in my life and what have you. It's very rough. It's very rough, you know, and you know, and I've talked about this before on other videos when people ask, well, why don't you go to therapy? Why don't you go to therapy? Why don't you go to therapy? Therapy don't do shit for me. That's simple. Therapy doesn't do a damn thing for me. If it does something for you, great. That's wonderful. I can appreciate that. Congratulations. That's awesome. But me, it doesn't do anything. And I guess that's where I want to get into in today's topic. And it's going to be what I do to, uh, I guess, to release frustration and to get my emotions out there and all that. And I've talked about different things that I do, from music, playing my guitar or my piano or whatever, or and art. And today I'm going to be talking about art. I love to paint. I love to paint. I love it. I love it. Ever since, oh my gosh, I was little. I can remember I was, let's say I was about 6, 7 years old, right? I would wake up early mornings. I would wake up early mornings to watch Bob Ross and The Joy of Painting on PBS over here. And then Sunday mornings around, let's say, 5 o'clock, there was this other like art show, and I'm trying to remember it. I think I mentioned it at one time. It was like a sea captain. Now, if I remember correctly, it was Captain Bob, okay? And he had a whole sea captain theme to it, but he always draw nature. And his art show was using crayons, and it was really, and that's, and with Bob Ross and Captain Bob, you know, um, that's what got me into arts. That's what so it's not like my parents were able to afford much, right? They weren't able to afford much. So it's not like I was able to get a paint set. But so through Captain Bob, because he always used crayons. He used crayons to draw and shade and things like that. And that's how I got started. But in school, anytime, in art class in school, and we would have art class, let's say, depending on the grade, it was 2 to 3 times a week. So anytime we would paint, I would take advantage and I would paint things that I saw on The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross. When I got into the eighth grade, I started entering some art contests, and I've had some of my artwork displayed in some local museums. I've had them displayed in banks and things like that. And and I think I have a few things, right? I have a few things, but if I find them, I'll definitely have to show it. So it was something about painting and music, but it was something about painting that calmed me down, right? It was something about painting that really helped me to express myself, whether I was drawing or painting or well, painting, right? Whether I was painting something that I saw in a dream, or if, like, let's say sometimes in art class, they'll play music, and I was and and the teacher, she would be like, hey, paint, paint to the music, paint what the music makes you feel, stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that I would paint. I would paint some, and a lot of things just in the imagination. And the funny thing is that by watching but not Captain Bob, but by watching Bob Ross, I would um I would try to emulate the brush strokes and using this different brushes that he would use. And sometimes, the art teacher, remember this is public school in the hood. It's not like they had like a big variety of brushes. It's not like they had a big variety of brushes. So I did the best possible. I did the best possible, and then I just kept on trying and trying. And and one of the things is again, you're in a public school setting in the hood where there's really not a lot of money coming in. So it's not like you can paint on canvas, but you could paint on paper. And it was usually if it was watercolors, if it was water, and I hate watercolors. I hate watercolors. I do. I mean, I've seen some beautiful things, but me personally, as a medium, I hate watercolors. I love acrylics. I love painting with acrylics. And anytime that I could, I would paint with acrylics. And I would tell my teacher, can I have a construction paper instead of regular paper? Because it would hold the paint better. And it was really good. And it was really good because, construction paper was easy to find in the schools. So that's like, I just kept on painting and painting. Like I said, later on, I was in the 8th grade, and I kept painting and painting. I've had sculptures and paintings and things put in different museums and banks and whatever for different contests that I won, and it was really, really cool. Um, anytime now in my adulthood, anytime I paint, again, is a form of expression for myself. And most of the time I give away the paintings. Most of the time I give it away. I give them away. Like I just have some like spiritual guide telling me, "Hey, give this painting to this person. It's gonna mean so much to them." And I'm like, "Okay, gotcha." And I give it to them. And now I'm at a point where I'm saying, I'm like wondering, should I sell these paintings? So a bunch of years ago, I created a Facebook page using the name, my art name, which is Jome, Jome, which is just the first 2 letters of my first name, the first 2 letters of my last name. I came up with that in the 8th grade, believe it or not, when I was entering these contests. And so I call it Art by Jome. I'm gonna show you the I'm going to show you the page right now. Give me 1 second. So here you go. This is Art by Joan. This is my art page on Facebook. I only have 28 followers right now. The URL is simple, is facebook.com/art by Joan. And that's me. So I started to display paintings and that I've done on this, and all of these paintings are for sale. All of these paintings are for sale. So I'm going to show you what I have. And and please feel free if you want to buy any paintings, let me know. I really need the support right now. I really need the help. um so this is a small painting. Any and you'll see it on the and you'll see which paintings are available for sale. Okay, but so this one is not available for sale. But all right, so this is a blank canvas that I have, right? So it's like, so I have paintings that are this size. So this is about what, about 12 by 8. If I'm, yeah, this is about 12 by 8. I have paintings that are 12 by 16, and then I have paintings that are 16 by 20. Any paintings that are not for sale, you'll see it in the description. The painting says that is not available for sale. Um, so like something like this is not available for sale. This is not available for sale. These are paintings that I've given away. This one, I had a weird dream. I had a weird dream, and there was a person. There was a person in that dream, and the person reminded me of a friend of mine. So I used my friend as a model to kind of like get the features, some features, and then the rest just is like how I saw this person in the dream. Um, so this one is the 12 by 16. So something like this. Let me get my calculator really quick. Because the way I sell these paintings are per square inch. Okay. Most artists will sell their paintings per square inch. So a 12 by 16, 892 square inches. So I'll do something like this at like 150, $200, 150 to $200. That would be the price range for something like this. Other ones, it'll be higher up towards to the 200. I got a couple of paintings that are done the six what is it the 16 by 20, and those will be around $300. And the small ones that are like what 6 by 8, or they'll be about $50. Okay, and that doesn't include shipping. That does not include shipping. But so something like this is about, like I said, 150, $200, right? Um, this one right here, this is a 12 by 16. So again, this would be around $200. You know what I mean? 150, $200. Anything within that price range, it's some prices are negotiable, other ones aren't. I'll just say it like that. Okay. So again, something like this, 12 by 16, 150, $200. Another 12 by 16. Um, again, 150, $200. And this is just kind of like showing you the beginning of a painting. Now this one right here, this is the 16 by 20s. Again, that's about $300. Something like this is not negotiable. It's not negotiable. So again, and this was just kind of like the process of, how I got the painting started and things like that. I got some modeling paste, and I used it to create certain textures on the painting. So like something like this is the 8 by 6 or 6 by 8. That's, in the $50, $70 range. You know, again, the 50 to $60 range. Let me see. This is around the 150, $200 range because of the size. It's about the size and how much work I put into them. So again, this is about the 50, $60 range. So I got a bunch of ones. I encourage you to check it out. Again, the Facebook page is facebook.com/art by Joan. Just go into the photos and into the albums. You'll see which ones are for sale. It's gonna say in the description box that is listed as for sale. And contact me. Contact me on the page. And contact me on the page. And that's if it, and that's and I, and that's if you're interested in buying some of my art. Um, just and let's just say I really need the help. It would help me big time for something that I need to do. So that's enough of the sales pitch. All right. So why is art important to me? Why is art important to me? Art is extremely important because of the fact that the way that I am, don't let the YouTube videos fool you. Don't let what I've done, like whether it was pro wrestling or I'm performing on stage or anything like that, YouTube videos, don't let the videos fool you. I'm extremely introverted. I'm extremely introverted. And painting and music were my first outlets. It's what allowed me to shine. It's what allowed me to express myself. It's what allowed me to break out of my shell. So yes, it is very extremely important to me. Yeah, I might dabble in other things. I might experiment and try different things, but I always go back to music and I always go back to painting, to the arts. And I can remember so many times, especially when you live in the hood. And if you ever lived in the hood, and even in some suburban areas, every time there, and this is what's really not fair about the situation, is that uh number one, I think we can all agree that teachers do not get paid enough money. They don't get paid shit. I mean, even in my state, being one of, and it comes to find out that in my state, teachers are the highest paid teachers in the whole country, and we're not even the richest state in the country, in the nation. But teachers don't get paid shit. Okay, they would be lucky to make, let's say, 20,000, 30,000 a year. And then during the summertime, they get laid off, so they got to collect unemployment. I mean, they obviously can't pay for their own health insurance. You have to be on state all the time. Uh, and that's just the teachers. And then on top of that, how many schools, whether they're in inner city hoods or even some suburban towns and what have you, how many how many schools don't have enough money to get real good supplies for the students, whether it is textbooks or like, let's say students, they can't, they're poor, right? Their parents are poor. They can't afford to buy backpacks and notebooks and whatever, and a lot of the schools, they do what they can to do to raise funds, or teachers, they do what they can to raise funds to buy notebooks and backpacks and pens and pencils and markers and crayons and what have you, and you name it. And how many times, because of because of the financial debacle that many states create, have they threatened to eliminate the arts and music programs, right? Art and music. We're gonna get rid of art and music. We're gonna get rid of art and music. We don't have enough money for art and music. Art and music is like, is really an afterthought. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. It is important to teach science and to teach math and English and social studies and all of that. It is very extremely important. I get that. But so is art. So is music. It is through art and music that many students who are just like me, who, just introverted, it allowed us to expand, to break out of our shells, to show what we're made of. It allows us to show people a side of us that they didn't think we had. I'll tell you this, you know, and when I was in high school, right? When I was in high school, and it's funny because I remember watching like a lot of cartoons on how the drama kids and the band kids and all that, how everybody acted, you know. And I'll be honest with you, for the most part, that was accurate. For the most part, that was accurate. But the cool thing is about my high school experience is that everybody was accepted. It didn't matter if you were a jock. It didn't matter if you were part of the AV. It didn't, you know, it didn't matter if you were in arts and music and all of that. Everybody was accepted. And then even and it's funny because within, let's say, the art circles, right? The jocks are the jocks are rejected. You know, in many schools where there's that separation, the jocks are kind of like the rejected ones. "Ah, I don't want to be a dumb jock. I don't want to be a dumb jock. I don't want to." And I've seen that a lot. And trust me, I've seen that a lot. But what's crazy is that, you know, I basically I've done it all when I was in high school. You know, I was like all over the place. You know, I played sports. I was in the AV. I was in the arts. I was in this. I was in that. I was in, you know, I was a part of it, just about everything. And so I got to see how everybody expressed themselves. Because in sports, you express yourself. In the sports, the way you express yourself is in the game that you play. So if you're a basketball player, how do you express yourself in basketball? By playing the game, by being the best player, by throwing the best threes and the best foul shots, and being able to dunk and being able to block and so on and so forth. Football, same thing. You know, how do you express yourself? By being able to run fast and be one of the best receivers, or being a great tackle, a great guard, and what have you. Baseball, being able to be one of the best pitchers, one of the best hitters, one of the best catchers, you know, shortstops, first and third baseman, just being outfielder, right? You know, track, being one of the best runners, shot put throwers, javelin throwers, you know, what have you, you know. That's how you express yourself, right? Through the physical act. And music, you express yourself by by playing beautifully. That it doesn't matter what instrument you play, right? You could play the piano, you can play the violin, you can play any of the other percussion instruments like drums, because, you know, piano is a percussion instrument, right? So being able to play drums, being able to play any of the woodwinds and what have you, you know, you're constantly bettering yourself. And when it's time to shine, right, just like in sports, you know, that just like in sports where a game is the person's time to shine, in the music, right, in the music, you know, the concerts, right, the 3 or 4 to 6 to 7 concerts that they throw a year, that's the student's time to shine. In art, in art, whether you're a painter, you're a sculptor, right? Whether you're a painter, you're a sculptor, you know, you use pencils as your medium, right? You know, to draw. Uh, Whatever your medium is in art, your time to shine is when all the artwork is displayed all over the school. Or if there's a contest and you enter the contest, and even if you don't win, like, let's say, money or something, but your art piece gets to be displayed somewhere. That's your time to shine. That's your time to be seen. one of the things, and it's funny, if anybody remembers, the movie Karate Kid, not the Ralph Macchio, but the remake with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith, right? Jackie Chan, when he's talking to Jaden Smith's character about kung fu, he says,
Kung Fu lives in everything we do, Xiao Zhui. It lives in how we put on the jacket, how we take off the jacket, and lives in how we treat people. Everything is Kung Fu.
and it's funny because I've researched this a lot, right? Kung Fu, what normal people would consider Kung Fu, the fighting style, it's actually Wushu. Kung Fu itself, okay, it's a way of living. And this is how I was taught. Okay, so I may be wrong on a couple of details here and there because it's been a while. But kung fu is the way of life, right? The balance within you, the life force within you. I guess you can say, um, kung fu is in everything you do, from the artist that paints to the writer that writes to the sculptor that sculpts. It is within you. It is within you. Within the discipline that it takes to create something. If you're a mechanic, if you're a master mechanic, you have kung fu, because master mechanics, there's something about a master mechanic that can take a broken beat up car, fix it like brand new, right? So and I'm saying, and I'm using that movie and those references as to let you know that, you know, everybody in every skill, every trade, every art form, every what have you, they have their moments where they shine, where it's their turn to shine, to show what they can do. So for me, okay, like I took auto shop, right? I took auto shop, and I took metal shop, and I took wood shop, and I took so many different things and what have you. And I saw with my own eyes, how how what something that somebody may consider to be insignificant is very important, especially in the way that they use those skills and that knowledge to shine, to express themselves, right? And you can talk with, I mean, if you ever meet mechanics that's their passion, that's their love, they will tell you, I mean, they will tell you with their heart and soul how, how they love to shine when a customer, that hired them, or just basically a car that they're working on, goes from being a piece of shit to being a wonderful creation, a working piece of engine. So that's the same thing for me with artwork. Just I use art to shine. Everything that I do is how I express myself. Even when I'm not on doing a vlog, just talking up a storm, giving you my opinions, giving you my thoughts and what have you, for whatever I do, whether it's my comedy skits or just anything in general, that's me breaking out of my shell. Now with my artwork, just like like with YouTube, I use YouTube to share my video creations, whether it's the vlogs or the skits that I do or mini movies or whatever. Okay, I use YouTube to share it with the world, and people can constantly go and just see it, you know. So I want to do the same thing with my art. I want to do the same thing with my paintings. So yes, I do give away a couple here and there depending on how I feel, depending on like how my spirit guides are guiding me. But yes, I want to sell them. I want to sell them. I mean, yeah, number one, yes, I could use the money. Let's be real. I can use the money, but at the same time, if somebody can enjoy the painting that I created, that it would be something that they would be proud to display in their home. That is, to me, there's no greater honor. There's no greater honor. To me, that is without a doubt the best thing that can ever happen for me. So I welcome each and every one of you. I welcome each and every one of you. Check out the art. Check out the art page. Just facebook.com/art by Joan. Okay. The link is going to be in the description box below. Check it out. And if you want to buy something, contact me on Art by Joan. I'm also going to I'm going to be leaving my buy me a coffee link. If you want to help, even if if you want to help me out one way or the other, whether you want to buy an art piece or you want to just you don't have a lot of money to buy art, but you still want to help me out with my goal, you can go buy me a coffee. Okay, that link's and I'm also going to leave the PayPal link below as well. So please, I'm asking you all, please, I'm begging you, please help me out here. Help a brother out. Help a brother out. I could really use it. All right. So until next time, remember, I'm Sway. I love you all. Peace.